Welcome back to another memosgarageaz Z37Z video. Today, finally doing an oil cooler. Let's get to it. So this is the one I went with. I previously installed one of these on the G when I did the VR30 trans swap video. So I'll put that in the description if you want to go check that one out. So far so good. I'm pretty happy with it because I don't think I've ever seen the oil temperatures go past 200 degrees, which is pretty good out here in Arizona. Not to say that if I'm like, beating on it pretty hard, it won't, but in this car, it reaches 220 like in no time. So definitely needed one of these and finally pulled the trigger on it. The crazy thing is when I finally decided to look into this thing was $120 with free shipping, so I couldn't pass on that. I put the link in the description for this one. I don't know how many they have left. Actually it says 7 available, so I don't know how long these are gonna last, but like I said, so far I'm happy with the one on the G. And again, this thing, if you haven't watched the other video, it's just all the parts are just quality. Machine quality is like perfect. 30 roll, which is very important. There's some that that are less than that, but I think so far the 30 has been working great for me. And so I already started draining the oil. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to take the bumper off, and I've never removed the bumper on the Z, so it's going to be a learning curve. So let's get to it. One thing that I did forget to mention was you're gonna need to buy a bracket for you to mount this on because the kit does not come with one. This one's about 22 bucks, so even still, it's still under $150. So, either way, good deal. Hey guys, it's been a couple days. So I'm back in the garage trying to finish this up. So let me show you what I got. So I got both lines going through, this one's going through the bottom up and under here, and this top one's going this one is going through the top here. I had to cut a little slit on this bumper support. I think it's kind of like a bumper support, and I didn't want to get rid of it because I don't know if that helps divert more air into this area here because of the radiator, so I don't want to lose that part. So both meet up right here. Here's one, and here's the second one. And oh yeah, and the reason why I had to cut this little slit here is because this cross beam, it wasn't going to work with this cross brace right here. So easier to cut that than just get rid of the cross brace, which you definitely do not want to do. And then here comes out through the side of the windshield washer reservoir. Both of them go through here, through there, come out through under here, to here, and then to the oil cooler sandwich plate. So this is pretty much how I'm gonna do it. It's pretty mocked up, so I just gotta try to bring this up a little bit so that once I put that plastic shield here, hopefully I shouldn't scrape this. I'm not lower now, so that might be a problem later, but one problem at a time. So it's just a mess of stuff everywhere, but I think I'm at the point where I pretty much feel comfortable where everything sits. Now I gotta put everything back, and that's when I'll catch you guys. See you soon. So the last thing I wanted to show before I put everything back together is how I secured the oil cooler to the top. So the oil cooler kit comes with these little L-shaped brackets, and all I did was kind of I put them together to make kind of like a Z. And then I took the two of the bolts and nuts that came with the kit, and I put them together. And then I took a self-tapping screw to this cross brace, aluminum cross brace. It's real easy to get it in there. I use one of those little punch markers, and then you can use a drill, but I was able to get it in there pretty straight. And once it's in there, it's not going anywhere. I did the same thing with the G, but I don't think I ever showed that. So I've been wanting to show that ever since I did that. But everything's on there. I just got to put the oil filter, and I got to put all this stuff back together. I took a lot of this stuff apart because it kind of helped me with, like, when I had to fill the oil cooler with oil. That made it easier doing this stuff here, and then tightening stuff, like all this stuff. You might be able to get away with it, but I don't know. I just found the stuff kind of got in the way. This thing's a lot different than the G, the way they put this stuff together here for like the top of the bumper support. But that's pretty much it. The rest is just putting all these little nuts and bolts back on here. The foam protector, and then that wheel well cover, the bumper, and then that bottom shroud thing. I did want to crank this thing without starting, and I'm not sure if you undo the 2 crank position sensors, if that stops it from cranking. I was gonna do the crank position sensor, but I'm not quite sure what that is, and I don't even know if I'm gonna have access to it. But these two are real easy to get to, so I'm gonna give that a try and hope once I put oil back in, and hope that I can get the oil going through the lines and through the oil cooler, through the oil filter and all that stuff. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, so it's another day. It started getting hot yesterday, so I called it quits, but I'm back in here today. I think everything's where it needs to be. I disconnected, I call these the crankshaft sensors yesterday. They're the camshaft sensors, so I'm hoping that keeps the car from cranking. So let's find out if that's true or not. I'm gonna use the ecutek dongle and app from the G, because it's probably gonna throw codes when I try to crank it with the camshaft position sensors unplugged. Yep, definitely doesn't want to start. So I'm only gonna do that a few times. I think that should be enough. There you go. That should be good. Okay, they're plugged back in. DTC tool. Huh. Okay. No codes. Alright, I'm gonna go check the oil level, and I'm gonna start it up again and check for more leaks. So I've been driving around for a couple minutes and I'm trying to get it to 180, but it's taking some work, which is, I'm actually very impressed with this oil cooler, because by now it doesn't, before the oil cooler, it used to take me maybe less than 5 minutes to get this thing to 180, 190. And on really hot days, it gets up to 220 in no time. But right now, I've been driving it pretty hard to try to get it to 180, and it's taking quite a bit. So, which tells me that the oil cooler is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So, just in time for the summer, because the triple digits are here. Today's actually a nicer, cooler day. It's in the low 90s, but I know for a fact that this is gonna do fine, because again, in the G, it stays around 190, very consistent. Actually 198, and I haven't been able to get it to past 198 no matter how hard I drive it. One thing I do want to stress is that when you're done hooking up all the lines and you put oil in the engine, before you put everything back together and you call it a day and go for a drive, check your lines, because I had one that was leaking, and you know, you can tighten them as much as you want, but you're not gonna know how tight to go until you actually run the car. And I'm glad I waited and I let the car run a little bit, and my leak was at one of the lines at the oil cooler, and it was almost instant. It was right away. There was a small drip. So once I got that line, you know, good where I liked it, I put everything back. I even bled the brakes and the clutch, and now the clutch feels really good, man. That fluid was, it looked like nasty swamp water. But anyways, 1000% recommend that oil cooler. I have 3. I have one on the G, actually. One for the oil, one for the trans, and now I have one in this one. I couldn't believe how cheap this thing is. It's literally around 150 bucks when you combine it with the bracket. But if you live in a hot state, look, it's still at one. It's creeping up to 180, and that's with me driving it hard. So if you live in a hot climate, definitely you need to hurry up and get an oil cooler. All right, thanks again for watching, guys. I just hit 900 subscribers, 100 to go. I am doing a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. It's gonna be very simple. All you have to do is be subscribed to my YouTube channel, my Instagram, and my Facebook. And what I'm giving away is a kit of admin 3-inch intakes with the PCV delete. So if you want to get in on that, that's all you have to do. It's very simple. I'm gonna start start advertising that more to let more people know. But if you've been around for a while watching my videos, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys at the next one.